another seated workout. Everyone's stuck at home. We're going to do a general workout today, no props. Yeah, quite gentle as well as to get everyone moving. I'm just going to move back a little bit so I want you to see my feet. So we're going to take our socks off. And if you haven't got socks, then you can do without, but otherwise, you're going to put your socks on the floor and start trying to pick them up. In fact, I'll turn to the side so you can see my feet. You're just scrunching up your feet, trying to lift your socks underneath the ball of your foot. So, a bit like your foot knuckles, little joints. Just under the ball of your feet, you might be able to see knobbles sticking up as you do that. It's quite important for that area to keep moving. Don't get too stuck there. Don't use all the strength in our feet. So go quite slowly. Maybe a little pause once you've held the sock, whatever it is you've got, hanky, whatever, and then trying to lift them up and then let them go. Scrunching, picking them up, and let them go. Just waking up our feet. And if you find that really difficult, if there isn't much movement in your feet, it's worth practicing that when you're sat watching telly, just taking your sock off, practicing trying to pick it up because it will get stronger. Okay, then we're going to keep our knees where they are and just move the ankles. Keep my knees moving a little bit. Try and keep them still. Make sure your feet aren't tucked underneath you, they're out in front. And rolling your feet from side to side. My feet seem to be just out of shot, so I'll show you there. I'm rolling to the outside and the inside of my feet whilst keeping the knees fairly still. And get that movement in the ankles. Okay, and then we're going to work our way up. Let's get our spines moving. So you're going to press the middle of the back towards the back of your chair and tuck your chin in. And then you're going to lift your chest and pull it forward. And I'll show you this side. I think it's better. Pressing the middle of the back, and as you do, you can almost push down with the heels, push the floor away with the heels. Then as you come forward, use your hands. Pull the knees towards you with your hands. So we get a big movement in the back. Push the floor away with the heels as the rib cage goes back. Pull the knees with your hands as your chest goes forward. And then we'll go a little bit quicker, rounding the back, coming forward. Let's breathe in. Breathing out, pushing the floor with your heels. Breathing in, pulling the knees. 3 more, pushing the floor as you exhale, pulling the knees as you inhale. 2 more, really big, round the back, arch the back, round the back, arch the back. Okay, and then upright in the middle. Now we're going to push the right foot into the floor as we lift up and turn to look over the left shoulder. And then coming back. If you can't feel like you can push into the floor, come a bit further forward on your seat. Now you're going to push the left foot into the floor and look over your right shoulder. And it needs to feel like you're spiraling upwards as you turn. Push the right foot, lift up and look over the left shoulder. Push the left foot, lift up and look over the right shoulder. Push the left foot, inhale, look over the right. Spiraling upwards. If you're going upwards, you're going to get more room in your spine to turn. A couple more. Looking to the right. Looking to the left. We need to do 1 more so we're even. Finishing off looking to the right. And then facing forward. Now we're going to take the right arm and I want you to push down through your left foot as you reach the right arm over. And then come back. Push down through the right foot. My brain's slowly working. Reach up with the left arm. So left foot pushes down, right arm reaches up and over, right foot pushes down, left arm reaches up and over. Let's try and take a nice deep breath in. Just reach and come back. Inhale to reach, exhale to come back. And keep going. You're pushing into the floor with the same foot as the direction you're going. Left foot pushes in, right arm reaches over. Right foot pushes in, and then coming back. We're going to repeat the flexing and extending, but this time with your hands on your shoulders. So we get the shoulder girdle moving a bit more. So as you send the rib cage back towards the back of your chair, you're going to bring your elbows forward and together. And then as you lift up, you're going to lift your elbows up and take them back behind you in a circle. So the elbows go forward and together. Then they lift up and they go back and down behind you. So let's have the rib cage going back, elbows coming forward, elbows going back, rib cage coming forward. Let's try and take a nice deep breath in as you lift your chest. And then exhale to round it as much as possible. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, tap the chin all the way in. Do 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl in on yourself. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl in on yourself. 1 more. Exhale, curl in on yourself. Okay. And then let's focus a bit more on the shoulder, deeper muscles in the shoulders, the rotator cuff muscles. So we're going to have our palms facing the ceiling. The shoulders are just relaxed, they're not forced down, just dropped, chest lifted. And then we're rotating the arms back and then bringing them forward. So very simple. We don't want the shoulder blades moving at all. So your shoulder blades are not moving on your back. They're not coming together. They're not coming apart. They're just staying exactly where they are. And the movement is the upper arm rotating, wrapping around. You might not feel a lot going on. We haven't got any weights, but your rotator cuff muscles will be waking up, will be working. We're going to keep the hands back there now. I'm going to do little pulses. Imagine you're pushing your elbows forward as you're pushing your hands back. Now that's a tricky feeling to get. Elbows forward, hands back. Elbows forward, hands back. So I'm not letting my elbows come back as well. And then a little bit more on the rotator cuff. We're going to start here now. Make sure your elbows aren't too high because that's not going to help us to get the right position of the shoulders. We want the shoulders again dropped, chest bone lifted. Now we're going to rotate the upper arms again, but we're coming from this position to this position. It's not about the shoulder blades moving. It's an internal rotation within the shoulder joint. And these muscles are really important to keep working. They're the thing that stabilizes the whole shoulder joint. The shoulder is such a delicate balance, the shoulder and neck, such a delicate balance of lots of little muscles working in harmony. If our rotator cuff muscles aren't working properly, then that we lose the stability. It's like a golf ball on a tee. It's very unstable. Shoulder joint, let's do a couple more. And then again, we do our little pulses, chest up, that's going to help. Back, back, back. Elbows forward, hands back. Elbows forward, hands back. Let's do 2 more of them and then relax your arms. Okay, we're going to come up to standing now. I know it's a seated workout, but we're going to do a little bit of standing if you can. If you can't, you can just stay sitting. You can do your rises like this. And then you can do your little transfers of weight, shifting the weight into the feet. But if you can, I'm going to do a little bit of standing. So I'm going to do it side on, so you can see. You're going to have your feet together. You're holding the back of your chair. And you're squeezing your legs together. And then you're just going to start rising up and down, nice and high. And this is all useful if you do a lot of sitting So we're going to wake up the back of the legs. I want you to try and squeeze your sitting bones and feel like the legs are being pulled together like two magnets. And lift it up, ping up, legs squeezing together, sitting bones squeezing together. Let's have 5, all the way up, 4, 3, 2, 1. You might need to have a little rest. The next one, we're going to keep the heels lifted, keep the legs glued together. We're just going to bend our knees. So you don't want to create any knee pain here. You're only going to go as low as you feel you haven't got knee pain. If you're doing this, so heels high, legs glued together, if you're doing this and you're fairly fit and you just happen to have a job where you sit at a desk and you can go a bit further, just go all the way down, keep your back straight and come all the way up. We're going to do 3 more. So whether you're going, wouldn't recommend doing it all the way down if you don't do a lot normally. Just going to go down to where you feel you can cope with it. Okay. Okay, let's have a little rest. Let's take 1 foot back and stretch out your calf. So you've got your back leg straight, front knee bent. You should see all of your toes pointing forward towards your chair. And you're pushing the pelvis forward just to where you feel you've got a nice stretch in the back leg, in the calf. And then come up and switch over, step the other leg back. Nice straight back leg, bending your front knee. You can see my head's just chopped off. Still got a lot to learn about filming. And stay there a bit longer. Okay, and then coming up, let's turn the chair. Well, you don't have to turn your chair, I'm going to turn mine, because we're going to sit down on them again and have some more stretching out. Maybe we can squeeze in actually just one more exercise to work the legs first. Yes, let's do that. Let's all do the transferring of weight, because this is something I talked about the other day, that a lot of people, when they go to get up, the legs are just collapsed, the back is rounding, and it's a wasted opportunity to strengthen the legs. So you're going to have your feet hip width apart, and as you push down into your heels, you're going to keep your knees apart. You're going to push either all the way up, or you're just going to do a little tiny shift of weight. So either push into the heels and come all the way up, or just halfway and then sit back down. Either way, be as controlled as possible, and you might need to have a look down to see that your knees are apart. The other thing I want you to do is not have your feet tucked too far underneath you, but have them out. So you have to really push into the heels, and the knees don't go very far over the ankles. Let's practice that. Feet are hip width-ish, knees are apart. You're having to push into your heels. It doesn't matter if you're coming just to here. That's absolutely fine. We're going to do a few more. Push into the heels, keep the knees apart. Push into the heels, keep the knees apart. It's a bit late now, but you don't want to be doing this on a slippery floor. You don't want your chair going anywhere. Okay, we'll do some stretching around. Satisfied. You've done enough with your legs. Right, we're going to straighten out the right leg. I'll show you this way. You're perched on the edge of your chair, and you've got your right foot flexed. So your toes are coming up to the ceiling. And then you're just going to lean forward. So you're going to stick your bottom out, stick your chest out, keep the toes of the right foot coming up. We're just going to hold that stretch. It's a hamstring stretch. Sticking out the bottom, sticking out the chest, peeling the toes up. So it's no good going forward if your back is round and your back straight. Then we're going to lift up tall. And we're going to lift that right leg. You're going to cross your right ankle onto your left knee if you can. Do your best. That might immediately be enough of a stretch if you've got ankle on your knee. If not, you can try lifting up really tall again and leaning forward. But the aim is to stretch that right hip. So whether you're back here or whether you're forward here, doesn't matter. Do what you feel you can cope with. A couple of breaths there. Lifting the chest if you can, sticking the bottom out if you can, leaning forward if you can. Then you're going to slide that right knee over the left knee, so you're sat cross-legged. You're going to put the left hand on the outside of the right thigh, and lift really tall, and just try and rotate again. And then come back round. On the other leg, we're stretching out the left leg. I'll show you this way, so you can lifting up tall and just hinging forward. So my toes of my left foot are coming right up, sticking my bottom out, sticking my chest out to get a nice strong stretch down the back of that left leg. Sticking out of your bottom is going to tip your pelvis. If you think your sitting bone is where the hamstring is attaching, sticking out the sitting bones, you're stretching that leg out a bit more. Keep the left toes of the left foot lifting up. Okay, from there we'll come up, lift the left leg and put the ankle, the left ankle on your right knee. If you can, that might be a challenge in itself to stretch out the left hip. If you're in that position, you can go a bit further. You can try getting your back lifted upright and just hinging forward. So sticking your bottom out, sticking your chest out, you might even be able to push on that leg a bit. I'm just going to hold that stretch. I'm going to do one more this week on Wednesday, as it's Good Friday, although Easter weekend is not going to be that different to any other weekend at the moment. I'm going to take Good Friday off, so I'm not going to post on Friday. Get nice and tall. Left knee over, so you're sat cross-legged. Right hand over the outside of the left thigh. And left hand behind you as you lift up and you try and turn over the left shoulder. So maybe putting that left hand wherever you can hold on. It might not go behind you, but if you can hold on behind you, do. You're lifting the chest up, using this right hand to give us a bit more push. And stay all the time trying to be as tall as you can be. Turning your eyes as well, because that's going to help your head and therefore your neck to turn. Couple of breaths. And then coming back round. And just roll down to finish. Tuck your chin, curl forward. Let your shoulders and your head hang. And then come slowly back up. And you should have got everything moving nicely in 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I've gone on a bit. Well done. I will see you all Wednesday.